Have you ever sent your resume out and felt like you just launched it into a black hole? Well, you are definitely not alone. It seems like the job hunt has turned into this weird automated game, and honestly, it's making just about everyone miserable. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something called the AI hiring doom loop and really figure out why finding a job, and hiring for one, has gotten so incredibly frustrating. So let's start with this. Just how common has this new AI gatekeeper become? Okay, check this out. This isn't some future prediction. This is right now. A recent survey found that more than half, 54%, of job seekers in the US have already had an interview led by an AI. So yeah, this technology is no longer some sci-fi concept on the horizon. It is here, and it is changing the game for how we all get hired.
Right. So that brings us to our first big point. AI hiring isn't just a trend anymore. It's quickly becoming the new normal for everybody, whether you're a company or a candidate.
What we're seeing here is basically a digital arms race. It's fascinating. On one side, you've got more than half of all companies using AI to find people. And on the other side, a third of ChatGPT users are using that same kind of AI to build their applications. It's become this high-tech battle where both sides are hoping that algorithms will give them the upper hand. But here's where it gets really weird. You'd think with all this technology, things would be getting more efficient, right? Well, not exactly. Some recent research found this strange paradox. When job seekers use AI to make their applications look perfect, they're actually less likely to get hired. So what on earth is going on?
And this, right here, brings us to the very heart of the issue, what we're calling the doom loop. So let's break down exactly how this technology is creating this cycle of pure frustration.
The CEO of the recruiting software company Greenhouse, Daniel Chait, absolutely nailed it with this phrase, the doom loop. As he puts it, this isn't a problem for just one side. Both the companies trying to hire and the people trying to get hired are looking at this whole AI process and basically saying the exact same thing. This is impossible. It's just not working.
So what is this loop exactly? Well, it's a vicious cycle that just keeps feeding itself. It starts when job seekers use AI to apply for hundreds of jobs at once. Then companies get totally overwhelmed by this flood of applications, so they use their own AI to try and filter through the giant pile. And the result? The whole process just gets worse. That genuine human connection is lost, and pretty much nobody wins.
This really breaks it down perfectly. Step 1, an applicant uses AI to write a flawless cover letter and then just blast it out to hundreds of jobs. Step 2, companies are suddenly buried under this mountain of super polished but also super generic applications. Step 3, to deal with it all, they bring in their own AI to screen resumes and even do automated interviews. And that leads to the final, really frustrating step. Everything becomes so standardized that it's nearly impossible to spot who's a genuinely great candidate. So hiring rates plummet. And then the cycle just starts all over again.
Now, as you can probably imagine, this cycle has some pretty serious consequences, and they're being felt on both sides of the hiring desk. This slide just lays out the damage crystal clear. For job seekers, those perfect AI cover letters, they're now basically worthless, making it even harder to stand out, and the interviews feel cold and impersonal. Meanwhile, for companies, they're just drowning in applications. They can't figure out who's actually a good fit. And get this, as a result, both hiring rates and starting wages have actually started to drop. It's a lose-lose situation. And look, this isn't just about data points. This is about real human experiences. Take Jared Looper, an IT project manager. His summary of his AI-led interview was just 2 words. It was cold. He said he even hung up the first time the program called him. I mean, that really says it all about how impersonal this new process feels. And we've got the hard data to back this up. A study from researchers at Dartmouth and Princeton looked at thousands of job applications. They found that, yeah, after ChatGPT came out, cover letters got objectively better written. But here's the kicker. It didn't lead to more hires. Companies just stopped trusting them, making it even harder to find real talent in the pot. But, this broken system isn't just happening without a fight. There's a pretty big pushback starting to form, with everyone from lawmakers to labor unions and individual workers starting to challenge these algorithms. Liz Schuler, who's the president of the huge labor union AFL-CIO, she put it very bluntly, calling AI hiring unacceptable. Her big concern, as you see here, is that these systems could be screening out perfectly qualified people based on things that are totally arbitrary, like their name, their zip code, or even how much they happen to smile during a video interview. And this isn't just talk either. We're starting to see real action from lawmakers. States like California, Colorado, and Illinois are actually leading the charge.
They're passing new laws to try and bring some fairness and transparency to these automated hiring tools, creating some much-needed rules for a technology that's been running wild.
And where there are new laws, lawsuits are sure to follow. The ACLU is now backing a case against one of the big AI recruiting companies, HireVue. It's on behalf of a deaf woman who says their automated interview wasn't accessible to her. This is a huge signal that our existing anti-discrimination laws still apply, even when it's a machine making the call. Okay, so with all this chaos, all this pushback, what does the future of hiring even look like? Seriously, where do we go from here? It is really important to remember, though, that it's not all bad news. AI itself isn't the villain here. The technology can also be a really positive force. It can analyze resumes in ways that might actually open doors for amazing candidates who a human recruiter might have accidentally skipped over. The potential for good is definitely there. But I think the final word for now should go back to Jared Luber, that IT manager we mentioned. His biggest worry about this new process is a really simple human one. He said that if we rely too much on these flawed automated systems, some great people are going to be left behind. And that really leaves us with a huge question to think about. As technology keeps taking over more and more of our professional lives, from that very first application to the final interview, what is the real value of a human touch? And in this relentless race for efficiency, what are we really losing?